when the money go. You don't slap that's fast to the money low. I'm a grand brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money. I'm like 10.
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run here with Lindsay. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Broncos had 15 4th-down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Under pressure, he's going to go down. Look at this, way back around the 43. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Check.
First down, a run with Cohen. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. They go play action. Trubisky. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 22 yards there, a first down. Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Trubisky to Cohen out of the backfield. And they'll get this down to the 10. A gain of 13. It's a first down. They'll run on first down. It's Cohen, and he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try. Put it in that way.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. On first down, Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rodgers. That one into the hands of Hamilton. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Hamilton, the 4th-round pick, had a very productive career at Penn State where he was teammates with Saquon Barkley. And the tandem of he and Cortland Sutton brings some solid youth to that Bronco receivers room. And now the 24-year-old Hamilton hoping to build on what was a 30-catch campaign from a season ago as a rookie. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. This is Royce Freeman, 2nd-year man from Oregon, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. From the 41, Rodgers. He's got it. The tight end, Jeff Heuerman. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rodgers. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll try him to the fullback. They'll hand it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. On first down, it's Lindsey. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Phillip Lindsay, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Throwing here, Trubisky. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. The defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The inside linebacker, Danny Trevathan, gets the sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes for a gain of 31. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson. His first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On second and 15 now. Rodgers, he's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards on the ground. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
Hey, check Mike 45. Check. Hey, Orville. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. An incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
Brings up second and 10.
So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Yeah, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on second and 14.
Check, 59. Tackles.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2.
One set. Eyes up. One set. Hey, seam 6. Mike, 45. Here we
Rodgers going to throw. It's caught by Funchess. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
A 2-yard pickup brings up third and 1.
Mike, 58, right there. Here we go, here we go.
Here's Bohannon, the fullback. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup.
3rd and 1, who are you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. Jordan Lucas there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go, G. Mike,
hey, Zoo.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Rodgers. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And this score will stay right where it is. So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it. And now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. That's good for 28 yards. They'll run on 1st down. Cohen. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Again, it's Cohen. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
Well, close game, 2nd half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
That's good for Broncos. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
And that is going to do it. for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. There to make the tackle, Khalil Mack.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on second down, Rodgers. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a carry for Lindsey. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. Escaping the pressure right. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there, getting him the first. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go. Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
58, right over there. Right.
Hey, Foxtrot.
Throwing is Rodgers. This is the tight end fan. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
On 3rd down, Freeman. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, Alpha.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Lindsey. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got him. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run with Lindsey. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
A 27-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Go! 180! Check 45 to Mike. Got you. I got you, son. I got you. Alert! Alert!
Here's Trubisky. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Alert! I'm here all day. Switch it. Here. Slide.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got Miller. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 37. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
18. Hey, Charlie.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. Touchdown. And now they're an extra point away from winning this thing in the final seconds.
Well, that's the one they had to have. Put them in a position where they're tied up, but I got to get out of the way. We still got an extra point that's pretty crucial.
That's right, just one more element to complete the victory. The extra point splits the uprights, and that might be enough to win them the football game as they now take the lead in the final seconds. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 41-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to...
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for Chicago, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Denver, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon.